Interesting facts about space that are hard to believe. Today, science recognizes 8 planets in the solar system. However, it is proven that there are dwarf planets as well as large planets. 5 of them are now known: Ceres, Irida, Makemake, Jourmia, and Pluto. Dwarf planets are distant from Earth, so they are not fully studied. The consensus of scientists: the number of potential dwarf planets in the solar system can reach up to 2,000. More and more evidence is gathered about the existence of another large planet. In size it resembles Neptune, and compared to the Earth, its mass is 10 times greater. This suggestion was first made in 2014, and 2 years later, with the help of computer simulations, the first confirmations were obtained. 1. The most expensive planet. The planet is 30% made of diamonds, its mass is 8 times greater than Earth's, and its diameter is twice as big. Such a space diamond would be worth $26.9 million, according to Forbes' latest calculations. The planet is called Janssen. It is located in the constellation Cancer, just 40 light-years from Earth. And if it could be reached, the planet's conditions would be extremely unpleasant for humans. The temperature reaches 2.148 degrees. One part of the planet is covered with molten carbon lava, and the speed of rotation around its axis is so great that a year on Janssen passes in 18 hours by Earth standards. 2. What would happen to the inhabitants of the seas if there was no moon? Many people do not realize how much the moon affects life on Earth and the climate. It's not the usual moonlight, which humans can easily do without, given the advances in technology, it's the tides. The movement of the moon affects the enormous movement of water masses in the seas and oceans. Thanks to its gravitational force, it pulls the water of the Earth's surface with it. This is how the tides rise and fall, depending on the phases of the moon. Without this movement of water, many sea creatures would die out and the climate would change. The shifting of tectonic plates would have led to massive volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Man would also have never observed a lunar or solar eclipse. 3. The unsolved mystery of the Tunguska meteorite. The meteorite fell on June 30, 1908, in Siberia, near the Tunguska River. According to eyewitness accounts, the sky lit up with a bright light, and the explosion was comparable to the bursting of a thermonuclear bomb. The forest was destroyed at a great distance, and houses were left without glass within a radius of 200 kilometers. But surprisingly, scientists found no trace of the source of the explosion. Not from a meteorite, not from any weapon, not from an alien ship. Supposedly, the diameter of the fallen meteorite was 75 meters. But, surprisingly, not the slightest fragment was found. By comparison, more than 100 pieces were found when the Chelyabinsk meteorite fell. Moreover, the largest of the fragments weighed less than 700 kilograms. 4. Absolute silence in space. There are no sounds in space because there is no air to conduct them. A powerful explosion will not cause any sound. It is hard enough for people to be in such conditions. After 2 minutes spent in silence, people experience auditory hallucinations and panic attacks. In the ground in Alford's laboratory, a Bezek chamber has been created that absorbs sound waves by 99.9%. But it is still not absolute silence. A man hears his own heartbeat, the sounds of breathing, which is not present in space. This is how scientists study the human brain's reaction to silence and help future astronauts adapt to the total absence of sounds. 5. The moon is slowly drifting away from Earth. Every year, the moon moves away from the Earth by 38 millimeters, affecting the speed of the planet's rotation around its axis. According to scientists from Columbia University, 1.5 million years ago, the moon was 44,000 kilometers closer to Earth, and the day lasted 18 hours. In a few billion years, the moon's orbit is predicted to be twice as big as it is now, and the length of the day will increase to 870 hours. Most likely, the distance will not be infinite, but will change to a rapprochement. 6. Gravitational field affects the perception of time. The stronger the gravitational field, the slower time flows. In the vicinity of black holes, it practically stops. It is easy to feel this phenomenon when watching the movie Interstellar. Events unfold on the planet Miller, where 1 hour is 7 years by Earth standards. If you compare the sense of time on Earth and in space, the astronauts feel time a fraction of a second faster. 7. Shooting stars. Everyone has heard the excited exclamation, "Look, a star is falling, make a wish." But not everyone knows that there are real shooting stars in space, which like meteorites are rushing at high speed against the background of stationary objects, compared to them. This phenomenon is called superfast stars. Their mass can be equal to the mass of the Sun. As a result of their interaction with a supermassive black hole, they shoot away at about 3 million kilometers per hour. 8. The speed of Venus. On Venus, wind speeds capable of reaching 500 kilometers per hour. Scientists have long been observing Venus in an orbiting station and studying its composition. The planet is similar to Earth in size and composition. Life conditions are very different on Venus, a dense and highly heated atmosphere consisting mainly of carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid vapor. There is less ozone at 85 to 100 kilometers altitude, 10,000 times less than Earth's atmosphere. The velocity of the atmosphere is 60 times greater than the velocity of the planet itself. Such processes create fast winds. Space is so appealing that scientists will continue to delight readers with new and surprising facts about this unattainable phenomenon, studying new materials and conducting annual studies.